So what if I told you the real reason that meal prepping feels exhausting actually has nothing to do with willpower, discipline, or motivation? What if I told you it's the actual strategy, especially for a woman that might be in her 40s or 55 like me? I don't spend Sundays all day cooking food for the week. I never have. I don't live in the exact identical container every day of food. I never have. And I still eat really healthy, delicious food consistently. The difference is something what I call par prep. And once you get this down, you're going to be thinking to yourself, why is nobody doing this and talking about it? Okay, so here's the thing. Most women like the idea of eating healthy. What they don't like is the idea of meal prepping. I mean, anytime I'm doing a talk and talking about getting healthy, that's the number one question in frequently asked questions. Do I have to meal prep? So like I said, they don't hate the idea of eating healthy. They hate the idea of meal prepping because of what meal prepping has turned into. It's hours in the kitchen, it's complicated recipes, and then it's by day 3 of living out of a container of the same meal, you're like, ugh, and you still find yourself halfway through the week at 5:30 p.m. standing in your kitchen trying to figure out what you're going to have for dinner. And here's the deal. If you're in your 40s, if you're in your 50s, if you're in your 60s or well beyond, your hormones don't like chaos. And you've spent years taking care of everybody else. You spent years making all the decision. You spent years carrying all the mental load. So you don't need things that are complicated. You want things to be simple. You want them to be good, and you want them to be effective. I get it. That's me. There's an actual quote that I love, and it's an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And what I want to share with you with par prepping is definitely that ounce of prevention. So instead of cooking meals for the week, what I actually do is the par prep, and it's pieces of the meal. And by doing this, it's less pressure, it's less cook time, and it's more flexibility. And the biggest win is it makes your health journey strategy easier, more doable. So number 1, when it comes to par prepping, it starts when I get home. So when we go to the grocery store, or really when we do like a big Costco haul, we get a lot of organic vegetables and fruits, really good produce. So I set time aside to make sure that I can clean the vegetables, I can clean the fruits, and I put them in containers. By doing this one simple step, it makes decision fatigue go away. It makes your prep time when it comes to your meals easier and quicker, so it cuts down on mealtime cooking. And then by cleaning them and storing them in the proper containers, it will actually allow or help your produce stay fresher longer. Real simple, but it's powerful. Then number 2, your containers really do matter. I store mostly everything. I say mostly because I'm not perfect, in glass containers. This is key because you don't want plastic containers, because we know that they're going to cause xenoestrogens. We know that there's a ton of microplastics floating around in our system because of all the microplastics we're exposed to. So your containers, you want to make sure that they're glass. And I do use some plastic containers for fruit and for some mixed greens. But if you are going to use plastic containers, make sure that they're meant for actual food storage. And I'm not talking about the, cheap ones that you get at the super stores, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you want to make sure that they're PBA free, that they're phthalate free, and they're actually designed, like I said, for food storage. When they're designed for food storage and they have like little trays and stuff in them, that will actually help your vegetables, your fruits stay fresher longer as well. And it's going to protect your hormones by getting the right stuff. Number 3, cutting boards really do matter. Now, we have custom wooden cutting boards that Rye's nephew made for us. They're amazing. They look really good. They're really sturdy. But why is this important? Either wooden or slate, so it can protect your knives. But not only that, just like the plastic containers, if you don't have the right plastic containers, when you're using plastic cutting boards, your knives are actually cutting into that plastic. It's less sanitary. It's going to carry more bacteria, but it's cutting that plastic, and that plastic actually ends up in your food. So what you use really does matter. So next part of that, and I kind of alluded to it earlier, but cleaning your produce. It's really important that you clean your produce. Even if it's organic, even if it says, pre-washed and prepared and packaged, make sure that you clean your produce. I use, I get it right online, Clean Boss, and it's the vegetable cleaner, but you can actually make your own vegetable wash and fruit wash as well. And I'll put it up here on the screen, one of the spots. Real simple. And by doing this, one, you're getting all the gunk off of your vegetables, off of your fruit, and you're saving time. But by cleaning it, this is what's going to help your produce last longer. Number 4 is that I already talked about cleaning the vegetables and fruit right away, but I clean them, I chop them, I clean them. I don't chop the strawberries and things like that because we do a lot of strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, bananas. Obviously, I don't cut up the bananas, I don't cut up the fruit, but I do clean it and I store it in the refrigerator where it's easy to grab, but right next to the yogurt, because that's my staple, is that I love Greek yogurt at night with berries. It's so good. But when you have that ready and you can see it visually, it's easier to make the decision on healthier eating when it's in the refrigerator right there. Something beautiful in your eyes catches your eyes and it makes you want it. Number 5, this is my secret weapon. I blanch our vegetables. So we do a lot of organic vegetables. We eat a lot of vegetables, but you blanch your vegetables. You chop them up, you clean them. What do? You take a pot of water, add a little bit of salt, bring it to a boil, and you add in your vegetables and you blanch them for 25 to 30 seconds. It really depends on the vegetable, on how long you blanch it. Broccoli is like 25 to 35 seconds at the most. Green beans, about 40 to 45 seconds. Asparagus is like 20 seconds. Snap peas, that's like 20 seconds as well. I blanch all of them. Why do I blanch them? Couple different reasons. It's going to cut down on your cooking time. So when I actually cook my meals, my goal always is I want 30-minute meals. I want maybe my prep time to be 10 minutes and 30 minutes at the most of actually cooking the meal. So when your vegetables are blanched, they're going to cook faster. Not only that, when they're blanched, you can just grab them right out of the refrigerator, throw them on a salad. They're delicious, or just eat them by themselves. I'm always eating it. Man, there's blanched cold green beans are the best. So that's what I do. When it comes to Brussels sprouts, I don't blanch them. They blanch really quickly. But what I do is I cut them to make sure that they're ready. And I just throw them in my Ninja Foodie. It only takes 20 minutes to roast them with olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, a little bit of red pepper flakes. So good. Quick pause. If this is helping you rethink how you approach your health and nutrition and all of your food, I want to invite you to come join my community. It's completely free. Live Well with Lydia. And this is where we have deeper conversations on all things nutrition, fitness, hormones, and just living well. You can find support, real conversations, and community with women just like you. So you can find the link right below. It's livewellwithlydia.com. And let's go ahead and get back into it. Okay, so here's a bonus prep. Another thing that I do is that I don't prep meals, but what I do is when I actually am cooking a meal, I'll cook extra. Now, not the whole meal. What I'll do, if I'm making a chicken dish, then I'll make a couple extra chicken breasts. And if that dish includes potatoes or if it includes rice, I'll cook extra. Not for the whole week, just to have for the next day or so. Because what I'm able to do with that cooked chicken, I can chop it up and put it in a salad, or I could chop it up and put it and create my, what I call my drunken tacos. Now, my drunken tacos, there's no alcohol included, okay? And there's no alcohol involved. Why do we call them drunken tacos? Because back in the day, I might have come home a little saucy sometimes, and I would go into the refrigerator, find what I had, whatever cooked vegetables, whatever cooked protein, and I would throw a tortilla in the skillet and heat it up, roll it up in the tortilla and eat it. The drunken tacos with some melted cheese. That's a good one too. But not only that, then if you have extra rice, you have extra potatoes, those things hold really well. But not only that, they heat up very quickly. Less than 10 minutes, you got your side for your meal, and that's going to cut down on cook time as well. So the whole idea when it comes to having extra food just for a couple days, you're just assembling things. You're not starting from scratch. So that's what I'm saying. It just saves time. So you see, that's why meal prepping feels exhausting, because it's just asking for too much up front. Now, if you're a person that absolutely loves meal prepping and you got it down, that's awesome. I'm just not that type of person. I just don't want to do it. I don't like it. I said all the reasons why before. And if you're like me, some of these tips that I've been doing this for years, it just makes things so much easier. See, part prepping removes the friction. It reduces decision fatigue. Less thinking, less stress, more follow through. Because honestly, you don't need more motivation. You just need better strategies, especially at this stage of life. Time is important, right? So share this video with a friend that hates the meal prep. And don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.